Hey everyone, welcome to chapter 1 of Comprehensive GitHub course. I am Pooja. Today we are laying the absolute foundation. We are diving the introduction and agenda of Git and GitHub is about, and let's understand how it is non-negotiable in modern software development. This is the starting line of mastering version control. Let's jump right now. Hi everyone. Let's start the introduction and agenda of Git and GitHub is. So, do you ever understood what is Git and GitHub? You might have heard about so many people speaking about there is a version control and many more. What exactly it is about, right? So, have you ever wondered what exactly Git and GitHub? And there's somebody who is taking care of your history of your versions. So, you might have seen in WhatsApp example there are so many features which has been developed. So, what is all about this? This is all about features. And what are these features is about? Is all about the version, right? So we call it version in the software world. Actually, it is. So we'll study more and how exactly which tool is helping. And this is open source tool. You no need to pay for this. So we have public and private repository. We will study more about Git and GitHub exactly. But we will go through a small introduction what exactly it is about. Okay. So let's start. So here usually what it is Git and GitHub. Okay. So these both are siblings, I can say, where it is very much crucial for you to understand it. Git is something which is available on your local. GitHub is something which is which is available on your remote. Okay, so it is very much important in modern software development because it will help you to support for collaboration. It will help you to maintain your code quality and review it. And there are so many steps which is going to be followed. We will study more about it. So yeah, so here you can see there is something called Git, and you can see the logo of it. And GitHub, there's something, a cat which is there, it's saying hi for you. Okay, it's kind of this, and we will see many more what exactly it is, right? Yes, so let me clear this and let me deep dive. Yeah, so the concept of this, as I said, GitHub is something which is a platform, a cloud platform, which is possible for everyone to fetch and all when it comes to a public repository. So we have public and private. We have everything, like example, a social media where it will be private and public. So private is something when you accept it is possible, and when public is something where everyone can see your stories or many more things, it is possible. So same thing here also. GitHub is something, if we have two options. One is for GitHub, which is private, another one is for public. So we have options for this. Exactly why it is, as I said we have something called repo. Repo is something for storage we use. Storage, you're clear, right? Storage is something you want to store everything, all your things should be recorded there. For that is the reason we call it as a repo. Something in short, repo, full form is repository. It is for collaborating with other developers, and we will study more why it is. It is also called as, it is also called as version control, which we have studied in the first, right? Why it is called as version control, a system that allows you to manage the multiple versions. Let's assume there is V1, like that. We have something called V2, many more. Example, till V10, you have till V10, okay? Let's assume, example, you want to enter into V7. Right, so at that period of time there should be some track record, right? So if there is no data or there is no collection of that, there is no history of that, it's impossible for you to collect it, right? But something through Git, it is possible for you, so you can go back to that. So that's what something which is tracking your version control. That's why it is called as version control system. The name itself, version control is a common thing. There are so many version controls system in the market, but out of that, Git and GitHub stands at the top, right? DevOps integration, it also help you in DevOps integration. Okay, GitHub works with automation tool. It is not limited to these tools which I have mentioned. They are made beyond that. Example I have given here, it is helping you in Jenkins, AWS code pipeline, and GitHub Action for CI/CD, and many more, I can say. Okay, so we'll study more about this in our upcoming class, and it's so interesting when you understand how exactly it is working from your local to your remote, right? Example, let's say there is a developer. Let me explain you here with the help of diagram. Let's say you have somebody called developer 1 who is working on one project. Let's say there is a developer 2 who is also working on another project, right? So let's say he don't want his data to be revealed to him or many more example, right? So but he want to definitely have some connections between this developer 1 and developer 2, right? So that period of time they require a collaboration, right? And also he take care of what there's a process which we call as branching, and we will study more about this in our next session, right? So how whatever they are doing it locally, so it is possible for him to work locally, for him also to work locally, and then it is possible for him to push the code on the main repo, right? So you don't get confused between the main and master. So I will also explain you about the main and master, as it is an intro session, so I will only concentrate on the intro part. So we will study more about this in the next module, right? So here what does it do? It will help you to commit the code and using locally. That's what I said. They do it changes in the locally, but it is possible for him to, of course, he have to do. If it is not doing, then it is not visible on your GitHub, which is a remote repo, right? So we'll study more about it, and it is that's what whatever they are doing. Let's say he's doing some changes and he's also doing some changes, but the other developer or the admin should know what exactly they are doing, and that should be pushed to your main branch with the help of Git, right? So that is what GitHub and GitHub both collaborate. It is possible. Let's say he is doing changes in locally, but that should reflect on the GitHub, which is remote. So that's what these two things will come into picture, and it will help you to understand better. Okay, so we'll study more about it in our next session. So yeah. So I hope you understood the examples. So to say in very simple term, there are two developers. They are doing something on their local, and that should be reflected on your remote with the help of GitHub. So that's why the Git and GitHub both are very much a kind of siblings, I can say, where it is very much helpful for you to understand the version controls, right? Yeah. So to a quick revision to understand better, Git is something which is locally available. Git is something a remote collaboration, and it is also called as version control. Because it will help you to override, enables rollback, and rollback in the sense V1 to V7, it is possible to come back out of that, right? So the same way, it is also helping you to support, and it is also for DevOps automation with CI/CD tools. It is also helping you for collaboration, reviewing, tracking, which are very much main benefits, I can say, and many more things, right? So to show you example how exactly the GitHub looks on the remote. So before that, you have to keep some things in your mind, that to go with the further sessions, you have to download something called GitHub. So let's understand how and where we get it. Sorry, GitHub, you have to sign in to your GitHub. So you can go first time if you're doing GitHub sign up. So you can go with first option called as GitHub sign up. Here you have something called GitHub sign up. So it will ask you two things. One is your mail and your password. So you can give your password, and you can enter into your not mail password, something you can give it for your GitHub and log in. The page will look like this. What it is, how it is, and all. We will explore more in our next session. So and you have to download something called Git download for type. For Windows, you have an option you have to download for your Mac, Linux, and many more if you're using. Let's say you have something called Mac, something called Windows, something called Linux. Okay, you have an option for these three. You can just click on that, whichever the OS you are using. You have to go and just download it. It will be downloaded. So how exactly the Git bash will be looking like? It is like this: Git bash, right? So you can see, right? Pooja Chavan is the user, right? So and the whatever they have given, and it is giving you the main. Okay, so what is main and master branch, and what are branches? What are exactly the branching strategy? What is version control? How it is getting tagged, and many more we are going to study in the next session, right? So two things you have to keep in your mind. That is, you have to be ready with your GitHub, and you have to also be ready with your Git bash. And we will study advanced in our further classes. We will also do this with the help of visual code and how it is performed. Everything we are going to discuss in our next session, right? So I hope you understood what in short, like what exactly why we call it as Git and GitHub. Okay, Git, which is only limited to local, GitHub, which is which has more of repo and many features, I can say, which is available on your it is not there, it is not limited to something called only for little services or few tools. It is for all. So in current modern software development, Git and GitHub plays an important role for versioning control, code quality, and many companies prefer this to work on the Git and GitHub. With respect to Git and GitHub, you have so many other tools, but Git and GitHub stands at the top. So I hope you understood what, in short, a small intro of your Git and GitHub, what it is. We will study more about, we will deep dive more in our next session. Thank you. So that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Please share and subscribe. See you soon in the next video.